Dear friend, I am here with lecture 14 of module 2, in which I am going to find deflection at point C, which is the tip of this cantilever beam, which is subjected with a UDL value of W, which is acting at a distance of L by 2 from point C. You can say from tip of this cantilever beam to the mid of this beam and rest of this beam from B to support and will have no load, and our objective is to find deflection at point C. I am going to solve this. I am going to find deflection delta C using moment area method. Moment area method. Now let's proceed for the calculation of deflection at point C of this cantilever beam. The problem statement is here. This is the cantilever beam. Half of this length is L by 2 and half of this length is L by 2. Total length is L. This point is support end is with B. Center of this beam is B and this free end is C. And it is given this beam is subjected with a UDL value of W, which is acting at a half portion of this beam from tip to center of this beam, and we need to find delta C. Now as we are going to find deflection at C using moment area method, for that we need to find M over EI diagram, and after that I will be finding centroid of that M over EI diagram and multiplying with M over EI, area of M over EI diagram with the respective centroid will give a deflection at point C. So from moment area method, deflection C will be area of M over EI diagram will be multiplied with its centroid. Now for in order to draw M over EI diagram, we need to find M diagram, or you can say bending moment diagram for this beam. So I am going to find the profile of bending moment diagram for this cantilever beam. The loading diagram is here. Loading pattern is here. This is the beam. Fixed end is with B. Center of this beam is with B and free end is C. And this is subjected with UDL value of W. So in order to find a general expression for bending moment diagram, we are taking any section x1 so that we can draw bending moment curve for this beam. We are taking a section x1 from point C, which is at a distance of x. So we need to find bending moment at any section x1 from point C. So we are taking free body diagram of this from right of the section x1, which will be here. This point is C, and here we have taken section x1, and this distance is x. This is loaded with UDL value of W. Now we are going to find out this moment. This is mx1, or if we are taking a point here we have taken ABC. If we are going to take a point D here, so we will be finding out MD will be what? This loading UDL from C to D is a uniformly distributed load, so it will be creating a moment about this point D, which will be in clockwise directions. And as per our assumption, I have taken this mx1 or you can say MD in clockwise direction. So summing of all the moment, that is our moment of our analysis, then the applied load which is also creating a moment, and adding all this moment will give the total moment of our D. And from the conservation of moment, you can say the equilibrium condition of moment, total moment about D will be 0. So here this is the load, it will the total load, it will be W into X. This is the total load, Wx. UDL multiplying with this distance will give total load, and it will be acting at a distance of x by 2 from here. This is x because this load will be acting at center of this DC, so it will be creating a moment. Load multiplying with the distance will be creating a moment which will be in clockwise, so we can write, and clockwise moment will be positive as per our assumption, anti-clockwise moment is negative. So Wx is the total load multiplying with the distance x by 2. Since it is a clockwise, so we are taking it positive, plus this moment mx1 x1 or you can say md will be giving total moment about point D, which will be 0. So we can write here md will be minus wx square divided by 2. This is the moment about point D. Now, and this is the expression for bending moment. You can say general expression for bending moment from C to B, as we are taking any section from C to B which is at any distance x from C. So we can write the value of moment from C to B here. At C x will be 0 at C. Here we are taking the distance from C, therefore MC moment at C will be in this expression we will be putting x equal to 0, so it will be 0. And now at B x will be L by 2, x will be L by 2, BC length is L by 2, therefore MC MB moment at B will be equal to, from this expression, minus W by 2. In place of x we will be putting L by 2 here, and square of this will be minus WL square, and this will be 4 multiplying with 2 will give 8, so minus WL square by 8. So we can summarize here, moment at C will be 0 from here, and moment at B will be WL square by 8 minus WL square by 8. We are done with the bending moment, critical bending moment at point C and B from this general expression, and this is the general expression for bending moment, which is a function of x square. This is a function of fx equal to x square. So this x square is a general function for parabola. So the from C to B, the bending moment curve will be a parabolic curve, and which will be from C to B. And now we will be moving forward. After we will be calculating bending moment from B to A, so that we will be drawing an entire bending moment diagram from C to A. Then after we will be finding out area of that bending moment diagram. So now we are going to find out bending moment from B to A. This is the beam. This beam is having a support end is B, and center of this beam is B, and free end is C, and this is subjected with a UDL value W from here C to B, and rest of this beam B to A is having no load, and I am going to find bending moment from B to A. Let's suppose this length is L by 2, this length is L by 2. Let's suppose we are taking any general section which is x2 which is at a distance of x from point C. So now I am going to find bending moment at any section x2 from point C. So here I am going to draw the free body diagram of this beam. Here this end will be B, center of this beam will be C, this is C, sorry, and this length is L by 2, C to B is subjected with a UDL W, and this length is taken X C2. Suppose this point we are taking E, this point is E, and we have taken any section here. Here is the section which is section X2, X2, and we are going to find a moment ME, or you can say MX2, X2 will be what? Yes. Now from the equilibrium condition of moment, total moment about E will be 0, and this load, this is the W, is the UDL which is acting from B to C. The total load will be W multiplying with this L by 2. The total load will be here. W L by 2 will be the total load for this UDL, which will be acting at the center of this BC. So this length will be, you can see here, this is the length L by 2, so this length will be L by 4 here, since it is acting at the center of this BC. Therefore you can say here, and this length is also L by 4, hence we can say this load WL by 2 will be acting at a distance of x minus L by 4. From here to here it will be x minus L by 4, as this length is L by 4. Here this length is L by 4, and this total length is x. X minus L by 4 plus L by 4 will be total length x. So total load is acting at a distance of x minus L by 4 from point E. So moment about, and this is the clockwise moment it is created for this total load WL by 2, and as I assumed M moment at E, that is our subject of analysis, is also in clockwise direction. So total moment about E will be W into L by 2 is the total load for this UDL multiplying with distance, this distance x minus L by 4, L by 4, this is the moment for this UDL, adding ME will be equal to 0. So here ME can be written here W L by 2 multiplying with x minus L by 4 with negative sign. This is the general expression for bending moment at any section x2 from point B to A, from B to A. So now we are finding out bending moment from B to A. So at B, x will be equal to L by 2, x will be equal to L by 2. So here we can put the value of L by 2 in this expression. What will be the value of moment? So at B, x equal to L by 2, so MB will be equal to, put value of x equal to L by 2 here, minus WL by 2 multiplying L by 2 minus L by 4. Here it will be WL by 2, here it will be 4, 2L minus L minus WL divided by 2, L divided by 4. Here it will be minus WL square divided by 8. MB will be equal to WL square by 8. This is the moment which is calculated at point B when we are taking any section x2 from B to A, and the same bending moment which I have calculated here, minus WL square by 8, when I was analyzing the same beam with any section which was taken at a distance of x from point C, but the analysis part was done for B to C only, and at point B I have found out the bending moment MB was minus WL square by 8, and from B to E the same bending moment value w square by 8 is found here. So I can say our expression for bending moment for the B to E part is correct, and from C to B is also correct from this sheet. C to B general expression is w square by 2, it is correct also. So now I am done with the bending moment value at point V. Now I am going to find out bending moment at point A, of this beam, and I have done with a general expression for bending moment, which is here. This is the beam, and this is center of this beam B, free end is C, and fixed end is A, and I have taken any section x2 here, here at a distance of x from point C, and this is the loading W here, and for mxx2 we have taken any point here which is E, and ME value was calculated as minus WL by 2 x minus L by 4, and MB was calculated as minus WL square by 8 from this expression. Now I am going to find out bending moment at A. At A, x will be equal to L, total length of this beam. This is the total length of this beam. Therefore, from this general expression for bending moment, we will be putting x equal to L by 2 here to find MA. So now MA will be equal to minus WL divided by 2. In place of x, we will be putting L minus L by 4. Here it will be minus WL by 2. 4 minus 1, it will be 3L divided by 4. It will be minus 3WL square divided by 8. So bending moment at A will be minus 3WL square by 8. So you can say MA is equal to minus 3WL square divided by 8. This is the bending moment at A. So I am done with the calculation for bending moment at critical point C, B, and A, and I also know the expression for bending moment from B to C will be a parabolic curve, as bending moment is having a general expression with a function of x square, as we have taken any section x1 from B to C, and I have found this is the general expression for bending moment. So it's a parabolic curve, and from B to A, as I have taken any section, general section x2 from at a distance of x from point C, I have found general expression for this is this one, and here MA is a function of equal to x, so it's a linear. So this from C to B, the bending moment curve will be a parabolic curve, and after B to A it will be a linear curve. So we can draw bending moment curve here. The bending moment curve will be here. The baseline of this beam is here. The fixed end is A. Center of this beam is P, and free end is C. Therefore, from B to C, it will be a parabolic curve of maximum value will be here. As I have calculated it, MB will be minus WL square by 8, WL square divided by 8, and from B to A, general expression is a function of x, which is a linear curve. So here it will be a linear from here to here. So we can draw, this is the bending moment curve here, and this value is, as I have calculated here, this is the MA minus 3WL square divided by 8. This is the maximum value at A, and at point B the maximum value when the bending moment value is WL square by 8, and at C its value is 0, and this is a parabolic curve having function fx equal to x square. Here the function fx is equal to x, a linear curve. So now I am done with the bending moment diagram. This is the M diagram. You can say M diagram, bending moment diagram. Through this M diagram, bending moment diagram, we are going to find M over EI diagram. M over EI diagram will be finding out after dividing every y coordinate with a constant value of EI, which is the flexural rigidity of this beam, so that we will be having a curve which will be called as a M over EI diagram. The profile will be same as it is going to coordinate, y coordinate is going to divided by a constant value of EI. So now I am going to draw M over EI diagram for this beam. M over EI diagram here. Formation of M over EI diagram. M over EI diagram. You can see here, this is the bending moment diagram which I have calculated here. This point is A, this center is B, and this is C, and from C to B is a parabolic curve here, and from B to A it's a linear curve, and value is here 3WL square by 8, and this value is WL square by 8. This length is L by 2. This length is L by 2. This is the M diagram as I have explained you. And now I'm going to draw M over EI diagram. The beam is same, fixed end is A, center of this beam is B, and free end is C. And the profile of this M over EI diagram will be same as we are going to divide every y coordinate with a constant value of EI, and from B to C will be a parabolic curve, and here it will be a linear curve. This is the M over EI diagram. As this value has been divided with a constant value of EI, so its value will be WL square divided by 8EI, and here this value will be 3WL square divided by 8EI. This length is same, L by 2, and this length is same, L by 2. This is the M over EI diagram. This is the M over EI diagram. Now, in order to simplify it, we are going to divide this M over EI diagram through a different region, Let's say it's a rectangle, this is a parabolic shape, and this is a triangle. So let's say this region is 1, this region is 2, and this region is 3. Third region, first region, second and third region, and we will be calculating area of all region, and we will also calculate centroid of every region with respect to point C, and after multiplying with area of every region with their respective centroid, and it will give directly the deflection at point C. Let's say this region is having area A1, and its centroid with respect to this C will be, suppose this value will be x1 bar. So, and for this region, here it will be, suppose rectangle is having a centroid in its center, so it will be giving a centroid with respect to C will be a value of x2 bar, and its area, let's suppose area is A2, this one is A1, and let's say this having a centroid here, and this value is centroidal value with respect to C will be x3 bar. So, and this is having an area A3, therefore as I have explained you, area multiplying with their respective centroid and adding all these will give deflection at point C. So delta C will be equal to a1 x1 bar plus a2 x2 bar plus a3 x3 bar. From this M over EI diagram, we are going to find area of every region, as we have divided in 3 parts of this M over EI diagram, 3 region, and with their respective x bar, I mean centroid, it will give deflection at point C. So now calculation for area. Calculation for area of M over EI. M over EI diagram. This is the M over EI diagram. This is the base of this beam, and this point is A, fixed end is center of this beam is B, and free end is C, and this is the parabolic curve, and this is a linear. This value is 3 WL square by 8, and we have divided this M over EI diagram in 3 regions. This is the first region, this is second region, and this is third region. Yes. Now area of this rectangle is very easy, as we know this length is L by 2, this length is L by 2, and this length is L by 2, and here this value is, as we know, this value is WL square by 8. WL square by 8. WL square by 8 multiplying with L by 2 will give this area of this region 2, and this is a triangle. We need to find this length is what, as total length is 3 WL square by 8, so we can find it 3 WL square divided by 8 minus this WL square by 8. WL square by 8 will be giving twice WL square by 8. 3 minus 1, or it will be here 2 4, it will be WL square by 4 with EI. EI, it is also EI, as we have drawn with the M over EI diagram. So now, we can find the area A2. Area here is area A2, designating with, here I am designate with A3 and it with A1. A2 will be L by 2 multiplying with this WL square by 8. It will be WL cube divided by 16, 8 EI, 16 EI. Now A3 will be, base length is L by 2, half into L by 2, and this height is this WL square divided by 4 EI, so it will be giving WL cube divided by 16 EI. I have done with the calculation for area for A2 and A3. Now area of this region A1, as this is a parabolic curve and having a function fx equal to x square. So from the general expression for any curve, this is the general curve having a function fx equal to x to the power n, having base length, this is the base length is b, and this base height is h. So As we know, area of this curve having a expression of fx equal to x to the power n, here area is 1 by n plus 1 into b into h. Therefore, we will use this expression to calculate the area of this by equivalent as we know, the value of n will be equal to 2. Here we will put in place of n will be putting 2, in place of b this will be the L by 2, and in place of h it will be WL square by 8. So area A1 will be calculated here. A1 will be here from this expression. This is the general expression for any curve which is a function of fx equal to x to the power n. Here it is a function of x to the power 2, so n will be equal to 2. So from this expression I will be calculating here 1 divided by n plus 2, in place of n will be putting 2, so 2 plus 1 multiplying with base length is L by 2, and height is WL square by 8 EI, WL square by 8 EI. So it will be 2 plus 1, it will be 1 by 3rd L by 2, and it will be WL square by 8 EI. So it will be WL cube divided by 48 EI. The area of A1 is 48 EI. So we can summarize here. Area A1 is, as we have calculated, area A1 is WL cube divided by 48 EI. A2 is WL cube divided by 16 EI, WL cube by 16 EI, and A3 is same, WL cube divided by 16 EI. Now I am done with the calculation for area of this M over EI diagram. Now I will be calculating the centroid of this M over EI diagram. You can say respective centroid of the different regions. So here I am going to redraw the M over EI diagram. Now here we can give a calculation for x bar centroid. This is the base of this beam. The fixed end is A, center of this beam is B, and free end is C, and this part is varying as a parabolic curve, and this is linearly varying, and this value is, as we have calculated, this is the value WL square divided by 8 EI. This is the M over EI diagram, and this is WL square by 8, and this length is L by 2, and remaining length is L by 2, and we have divided this M over EI diagram in 3 regions. This is the first region, this is the second region, and this is the third region. 3 regions. Now centroid of this parabolic curve, which will be acting here, which value will be with respect to x, c will be x1 bar, and for this rectangle here it will be x2 bar with respect to c, and for this region third it will be x3 bar. Now calculation for x1 bar, x2 bar, and x3 bar. Now I am going to calculate for x1 bar from the general expression for any curve, which is a function of, here it is a function of x square. So as per the general expression, this is the general expression for any curve, this is fx equal to x to the power n. This is the base length b and this is h, and centroid is here with respect to this point. Here centroid with respect to this x bar will be, this x bar is from the general expression is n plus 1 divided by n plus 2 into base length b, this. Now here for this parabolic curve in this region, first here you can say n will be equal to 2, as this is a parabolic curve, this is a function of x square, and base length will be L by 2, and height of this parabolic curve is this WL square by 8 EI. So from this expression, general expression, x bar is equal to, in place of n it will be 2 plus 1 divided by 2 plus 2, and in place of b it will be L by 2, it will be 3 divided by 4 into L by 2, 3 divided by 8L. So x1 bar for this parabolic curve will be 3 by 8 into L. So x1 bar will be of this value. Now calculation for x2 bar, it is quite easy. X2 bar, this length is L by 2 and centroid of a rectangle is at the center of at its center. So this is L by 2, so half of this length will be here L by 4, so we can say L by 2 plus half of this length, half of L by 2, this length is L by 2, so half of this length will be, half of L by 2 will be L by 4, so it will be L by 2 plus L by 4, it will be 4, 2 plus 1 into L, it will be 3 divided by 4L. So x2 bar will be 3 divided by 4 into L. Now I am done with the calculation for x2 bar. Now x3 bar will be here. This is a rectangle, this is a triangle, so here centroid of a triangle will be you can say this length is 1/3 of this length L by 2, this length will be, so we can say it will be L by 6, this length will be L by 6, so total length will be from point C, and as you can say the total length is here to here is L minus L by 6 will give the x3 bar, so x3 bar will be L minus this value, L minus L by 6, which will be 6 minus 1, which will be 5 divided by 6L. So centroid of this triangle will be 5 by 6L. So here I am done with the value of calculation for x1, x2 and x3. Here is x1, here is x2 and here is x3, and here you can see I have also calculated the value of area of every region, A1 for this first region, A2 for this second region, and A3 for this third region, and x1 bar for the first region, x2 bar for the second region, and x3 bar for the third region, which is a triangle. So I am going to multiply all area with their respective centroid. So here deflection calculation for deflection, calculation for delta C will be A1 into x1 bar plus A2 x2 bar plus A3 x3 bar. Here in place of A1 we can put in place of A1 we will be putting WL cube divided by 48 EI and multiplying with the value of x1 bar, which is 3 divided by 8L. In place of A2 we will be putting WL cube divided by 16 EI and multiplying with this x2 value 3 divided by 4L, 3 divided by 4L. In place of A3 we will be putting WL cube divided by 16 EI multiplying with the value of x3 as 5 by 6L, 5 by 6L. So here we can write okay, here we can write here 16 and 16 into 8, it will give 128. WL to the 4 divided by 128 EI. Now plus this will be 3 WL to the 4 64 EI, and here you can see 5 WL to the 4 divided by 96 EI. Your LCM of this will be equal to 384 EI. So 384 divided by 128 will give a value of 3 WL to the power 4. Here will be 384 divided by 64. It will give 6. 6 multiplying 3 and 384 divided by 96 will give a value of 4. 4 multiplying with this value WL to the 4, here WL to the 4, it will be 20 plus 18 plus 3, it will be 41 WL to the 4 divided by 384 EI. This is the deflection calculated at tip of this cantilever beam. Delta C will be 41 WL to the 4 divided by 384 EI. This is the deflection calculated at tip of a cantilever beam, which is here. Loading is acting for this region. Here half of this region is acted with a UDL of W and half of this region is not having any load. So I hope the entire procedure to find out deflection calculation at the point C, this point is B, this C, the entire procedure to find out deflection at point C might have clear to you. For any ambiguity, for any confusion or any doubt, you can directly write to me in comment box. I will surely answer to you. Keep sharing to your friends, keep watching. Thanks a lot.